Welcome to Ask Davis. I am Davis, and on this channel, we talk about retirement and personal finance in plain language. No jargon, no fluff, just what you actually need to know. Today's topic is one that directly affects anyone between the ages of 60 and 63 who is still working and contributing to a 401k plan. The government changed the rules at the start of 2025. The majority of workers in that age group have no idea. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what changed, whether it applies to you, and precisely what to do about it. If you are in that window right now, this is one of the most actionable pieces of information you will encounter all year. Let me start with a number. In 2025, if you are between 60 and 63 years old and your employer's plan allows it, you can contribute up to $11,250 in catch-up contributions alone. Not your total contribution, just the additional amount on top of your regular deferrals. That is 50% more than what every other catch-up eligible worker is allowed this year. This is a real verified change from the Internal Revenue Service, already in effect as of January 1st, 2025. If you have not adjusted your elections for this year, you may be leaving a significant amount of tax advantage savings behind without knowing it. To understand why this matters, you need to understand how catch-up contributions have always worked. When Congress sets the annual contribution limit for a 401k plan, that cap applies to everyone equally. In 2025, the standard elective deferral limit, the amount any worker can direct from their paycheck into a 401k, is $23,500. That ceiling applies whether you are 30 years old or 60 years old. But since 1998, the IRS has allowed workers aged 50 and older to contribute an additional amount beyond that standard ceiling. That additional amount is called a catch-up contribution, and the reasoning behind it is straightforward. Many workers reach their peak earning years in their 50s and 60s, and some did not have the income earlier in life to save aggressively. The catch-up provision is designed to give those workers a real opportunity to close the gap. In 2025, the standard catch-up limit for workers aged 50 and older is $7,500. That means a typical worker over 50 can contribute $23,500 in regular deferrals plus $7,500 in catch-up contributions for a combined total of $31,000 going into their 401k this year alone. That is already a meaningful number, but here is what most people in the 60 to 63 window do not know. That $7,500 limit no longer applies to them. Under Section 109 of the Secure 2.0 Act, legislation signed into law in December of 2022, Congress created a new, higher catch-up contribution limit specifically for workers who turn 60, 61, 62, or 63 during the calendar year. The provision took effect on January 1st, 2025. The new limit is calculated as the greater of $10,000 or 150% of the standard catch-up limit for that year. In 2025, 150% of $7,500 is $11,250, which is greater than $10,000. So $11,250 is the number that applies. The total maximum contribution for someone in the 60 to 63 window in 2025 is therefore $23,500 in regular deferrals plus $11,250 in the enhanced catch-up for a grand total of $34,750. Why did Congress choose 60 to 63 specifically? Workers in that range are typically in their final high-earning years before retirement, and the years immediately preceding Social Security eligibility and required minimum distribution age are precisely when additional tax-deferred contributions have the most impact. At 64, the standard age 50-plus catch-up rules resume. The window is 4 years wide and precisely bounded. This is not the kind of rule that will get extended or expanded for those who miss it. I want to pause here for a moment. If you are approaching retirement and you are realizing that the savings plan you put in place was built around numbers that no longer reflect what the law actually allows, that is exactly the problem I address in something I put together called the 90-Day Protocol. Retire at 62 without regret. It is a step-by-step system built specifically for people in the final years before retirement who need to bring their plan up to date, covering updated contribution limits, tax positioning, income sequencing, and the decisions that have the most impact in this window. The link is in the first comment below. Now, before I walk through the specific steps, let me address the question that comes up immediately. Does every 401k plan automatically allow this higher catch-up amount? The answer is no. Offering the enhanced 60 to 63 catch-up limit is optional for plan sponsors under the Secure 2.0 Act. Most large employers have already updated their plans to accommodate it. Smaller employers may not have. You cannot assume. The starting point is always to verify with your plan administrator or HR department whether your specific plan has adopted this provision. This is not speculation. The IRS issued final regulations that fully confirmed and clarified how this provision operates. The enhanced limit is in effect right now, and the reason most workers in this age group are not using it comes down to three things. They were never informed by their employer. They assume the rules had not changed since they last checked, or they do not know that their contribution elections may need to be updated manually. Employers are not required to proactively notify workers about contribution limit changes. The annual enrollment period comes and goes, and unless you specifically seek out the updated numbers, there is nothing in the process that forces that information in front of you. That responsibility, knowing what you are entitled to contribute, falls entirely on the worker. There is also a tax dimension here that is easy to overlook. Every dollar you contribute to a traditional pre-tax 401k reduces your taxable income in the year you contribute it. For a worker in the 60 to 63 window who is at or near peak earnings, that deduction can be worth considerably more than it would have been earlier in their career when their income and their marginal tax rate was lower. Contributing the full $34,750 in 2025, for example, means reducing your taxable income by that entire amount this year. Depending on your bracket, that translates into a real and immediate reduction in your federal income tax bill, not just a future benefit. Here are the steps to take right now. Step 1. Confirm your eligibility. You must turn 60, 61, 62, or 63 at some point during 2025 for the enhanced limit to apply to you this year. Eligibility is determined based on your age as of December 31st of the contribution year. So even if your birthday falls in October or November, you qualify for the full year beginning January 1st. Step 2. Verify whether your plan allows it. Contact your HR department or plan administrator and ask specifically whether your plan has adopted the age 60 through 63 enhanced catch-up limit under Section 109 of the Secure 2.0 Act. Ask directly, has the plan been updated, and what is the maximum catch-up contribution available to someone in the 60 to 63 age range for this plan year? Do not assume it is available because the law says it can be. Get confirmation, and if possible, get it in writing. Step 3. Review your current contribution elections. Log into your plan portal and look at what you are currently electing each pay period. If your catch-up election is still set to $7,500, or if you are not contributing any catch-up amount at all, your elections are behind where they should be. Step 4. Recalculate your per-paycheck contribution. Take the full $11,250 catch-up limit, subtract whatever catch-up amount you have already contributed in 2025, and divide the remaining balance by the number of pay periods left in the year. Adjust your election accordingly to reach the maximum before December 31st. Step 5. Understand that 64 is the cutoff. The calendar year in which you turned 64, you return to the standard age 50-plus catch-up limit of $7,500. The enhanced window does not carry over. Once you are past 63, that particular opportunity is closed permanently. Step 6. Be aware of a major change arriving in 2026. Under a separate provision of the Secure 2.0 Act, workers whose wages from their employer in the prior calendar year exceeded $145,000 will be required, starting in 2026, to make all catch-up contributions, including the enhanced 60 to 63 catch-up, as designated Roth contributions. Roth contributions are made with after-tax dollars, meaning you pay taxes on that money now rather than when you withdraw it in retirement. If your income is in that range and your current plan does not offer a Roth contribution option, and if your employer does not add one before the rule takes effect, you may lose the ability to make catch-up contributions entirely in 2026. This is a statutory requirement, not a proposal, and now is the time to speak with your plan administrator and a tax professional about whether your plan is prepared. To put the full picture in concrete terms, consider a worker who turns 62 in 2025, earns a steady income, and maxes out the enhanced catch-up each year from 60 through 63. Over those 4 years, that worker contributes an additional $45,000 in tax-deferred savings above and beyond what the standard $7,500 limit would have allowed. That is the difference between the $11,250 enhanced limit and the $7,500 standard limit, $3,750 per year, multiplied across all 4 years in the window. Assuming even a modest rate of growth inside the plan between now and retirement, the compounding effect on that $45,000 can translate into a meaningfully larger account balance by the time that worker starts drawing income. For someone who got a late start on retirement savings, or who went through a period of reduced income earlier in their career, these 4 years can do more for their retirement readiness than any other window in their working life. Let me also address a common point of confusion. The enhanced catch-up limit is not in addition to the standard catch-up limit. It replaces it for the 4 years you're in the 60 to 63 window. You do not receive the $7,500 and then an additional $3,750 on top of it. You receive the higher limit in place of the standard one. Your total contributions max out at $34,750, not $38,500. Once you turn 64, the standard limit of $7,500 returns, and it applies until you stop contributing to the plan. Here is the bottom line. The Secure 2.0 Act created a legitimate, IRS-confirmed opportunity for workers between 60 and 63 to contribute significantly more to their 401k in 2025. The enhanced catch-up limit of $11,250 is real, already in effect, and available right now to any eligible worker whose plan has adopted the provision. Most people in this age group are not using it, not because they chose to leave money behind, but because no one told them the rules had changed. The steps are straightforward. Confirm your eligibility, verify that your plan allows it, and update your elections before December 31st. Every month you delay is a month of contribution capacity that cannot be recovered. The 4-year window from 60 to 63 is the single most powerful savings window the tax code currently offers to workers approaching retirement, and it closes permanently the year you turned 64. If you are still in your 50s, file this away now. Knowing this rule before you reach the window gives you time to plan your income and expenses around it, rather than scrambling to adjust when you get there. Retirement planning rewards the people who act on information before the deadline, not after it passes. I would like to hear from you. Are you currently between 60 and 63, and have you already updated your contribution elections for 2025, or are you still working through the process? Leave a comment below. I read them, and I will respond. If this was useful, please subscribe and leave a like. It helps the channel, and it means more content like this one. This is Davis. I will see you in the next one. Take care of that window while it is open.